Hello, everybody. Welcome to our presentation. We, that is Christoph, myself, business project manager at Vorwerk International in Switzerland. Originally, I'm from Germany, but meanwhile Swiss and located there in our small holding entity, about 280 employees there. And this is where we have our project and program management. Program management, Christian, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, Christian Horschinegg. Let me say, 27 years in the IT. Now I'm moved into the business responsibility and took over the entire roadmap, which we will show you now in a few minutes. Report this into our board and move it and drive it together with the team and our partners through the next year, till end of 2028.
Okay. So, what we're going to tell you today, four short chapters of this presentation. First, a very short introduction, Vorwerk, who we are as a company, what makes us special. Next, then, our projects, what have we done in the past up to now, together with SAP and our implementation partners. Then Christian will take over our challenges, what comes next, what we're aiming for, and I can just tell you our pipeline is really full. Yeah? And at the very end, Christian will explain our partnership with SAP and why that is, I think, a good deal for us. Okay, we dive into it. Vorwerk, who are we? I think Vorwerk, at least in Europe or in Germany, very well known. It's a direct sales company, a big one. Our most famous products are, and this is straight to the point, Thermomix, right? Our biggest division right now, Thermomix TM6, the current version of it, or the newest version. You all know the Gelinggarantie, we say in Germany. Everybody can cook with our device, Cookie-Do, our digital platform for recipes. Very well received by our customers. And the second division, longer history, also very well known, Cobalt, the vacuum cleaners. Next to the main device, it's also our robots now selling well. What is special about that? You cannot, as you know, buy our products in a store. It's direct sales, so it's sold via our self-employed sales advisors. It's roughly 100,000 in Europe. Self-employed people selling our products, doing parties, cooking parties, doing door-to-door sales activities, or doing referral business, so they come to you when somebody refers them to you. And they're doing quite well. We have a high fluctuation that is not necessarily bad for us. Yeah? So people move in fast and move out fast. This extends our network. This helps us doing our business. And these people, of course, have high expectation when it comes towards IT environment, working IT environment. First, the front-end systems, but then also our SAP back-end systems. And that's what we are going to talk about to you in the next few minutes. Vorwerk is operating worldwide, yes, but the main focus is still definitely in Europe, the European countries. This is where we focus today, also IT project-wise. And now we get to the details. What are we doing? We've started already, but what are we doing? We are consolidating our SAP and, in general, IT system landscape. Currently, 4 of them. All of them need to move, like for every SAP customer, to S/4HANA quite soon. We are in the middle of the road here, and we have a target situation which will end up in 2 SAP systems, 2 distinguished SAP S/4HANA systems, one for our sales countries, so that's the countries like Germany, France, Austria, Italy. All the sales activities which take place are being done, and a second system which will hold all of our holding entities plus engineering. Engineering are what we call our production entities. As you may know, Vorwerk still is producing all of its appliances on its own. So we own the production sites. This is what we call engineering. So all the holding activities and production combined in the second S/4HANA system. What did we do already? That's now what kept us busy over the past 2 years, more or less, I would say. We did bring sales countries, Germany, France, Austria, and a part of Switzerland, the holding, to S/4HANA system. We'll talk about that quite soon. And we did move a lot of our smaller holding entities also into S/4HANA, into a different one. What we want to show you, this is not about the details, right? You can ask us about all the details after the presentation. We will be available throughout the whole day or even tomorrow. But we want to give you an overview of what's happened. You see these faces. If you're a customer of SNP, they will look quite familiar to you, right? This is the standard procedure. You have test migrations, you have iterations, and sooner or later you go live. We had our ideal plan, we had our extended plan that's highlighted by the orange color. So we had to repeat certain migration cycles. Yes, together with our implementation partners, we did run through a learning curve, like I think every customer of SAP or SNP, but we did finish both projects in parallel, quite successful throughout 23. And just for the records, implementation partners here are Cognizant for the big One Sales project and Bearing Point for the FICO Holding project. And then, of course, SNP, our partner, which we'll talk later about even more. So, going to the next slide, a few, I wouldn't call it even details, about some key facts about that project. What did we do? So it's 4 countries, Germany, Austria, France, Switzerland. We did do a so-called empty shell approach. We did do a full box conversion, meaning an ECC system was fully converted into a new empty S/4HANA system. We did take over the full history up to 25 years. So no archiving before and full history, all entities moved. We did in parallel do accounting harmonization, meaning harmonizing the used chart of accounts. And of course, we did all the necessary steps, the so-called simplification items, like parallel ledger, new asset accounting, material ledger, and so on. That's the things which everybody needs to do, right, when moving to S/4HANA. What was a bit tricky, the handling of our big data tables. Overall, I need to say we are not a huge SAP customer. So I would say database size is average, but we had some tables which were quite tricky to convert, especially in accounting and in sales or in SD. Several billion entries brought us to the limits then, yeah, or forced us to be creative. We managed to do that. If you want to hear more about that later on, when you meet us backstage. And we did apply on the fly, on the run, the so-called lean near zero downtime approach. As you can imagine, with our sales force, our 100,000 sales advisors, every day off is really crucial. We cannot afford to do that. At the same, we have a huge system landscape, and this SAP system, the huge data tables, forced us to have at least an extended weekend. Yeah? And we had to apply lean near zero downtime in order to make that happen, to squeeze it into 3.5 days at the very end. But it went successful. So that's our first project here. The second one, which went in parallel, now it's moving. It's the so-called FICO project, as mentioned. Holding entities, smaller bookkeeping entities, I would call them 22 in total. Clear focus is here on FICO, so accounting and controlling. We did merge them into an existing S/4HANA system, which was resulting from a previous greenfield approach. So now no empty system, but an existing one already. We did now apply a so-called time slice approach, though not the full history taken over. It was even 2 different time slices in accounting and in controlling. I think accounting went back like 12 years, controlling only 2 years, and the rest they did aggregate and only have on summary level per year then. Also to be mentioned, we did a customer vendor harmonization. So duplicates were eliminated, and that means, of course, you need to also tackle the transaction data, that open balances are aggregated, split, or whatever you do then. I think this was really a tricky part. And the technical handling of MDGS, which, by the way, was the tool used for doing the duplicate elimination, right? We did not use the SNP tool. Our experts did do it in MDGS directly, but the handling of that tool also was challenging. So that's the second project, done also very successful in parallel to the sales countries, finished in 2023. And that's what we did in the past, as I mentioned. Now we come to the future, and I think we will now combine the learned or the experience which we gain and the learned knowledge. Yeah, we'll combine this to our future approaches, and Christian will tell you about what comes next, because this is in the middle of the journey, but much more to come, right? Christian, handing over to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, man, what have we seen? Man, we do transformation, consolidation, harmonization, cloud move, all in one step. This means this is not capable to do it by your own. You need strong partners, yeah? And we choose our partners, and now after we have proven it works, and I give you an example, our auditors have, after our migration, confirmed that we had 99.995 completeness in the conversion and takeover and 99.995 correctness. Yeah? So this migration was not, there were nothing wrong. Yeah? And this you couldn't do alone. We need a crystal bridge, we need a partner who is capable to administrate and perform this for us. And we brought in all the changes. Yeah, man, we have also completely changed our chart of account. We have a new chart of account. We have a new controlling. We have even a new business model which we brought afterwards in. So this were huge changes, and all in one. And all in one you cannot do alone with normal approach. So. And now we want to continue this, because what Christoph has described is the first step. Now we go in 3 further lines and we extend it even. We go further on this sales area, where we have in the sales area one system which we want to get rid of and move 4 further countries into the now built S4 system for the sales area. After we have moved them to SAP, we also have here plenty of legacy systems, and we will migrate here also into the legacy system into the S4 system. Parallel to, okay, you already go back to
Sure.
Parallel to this, we have a complete engineering stack. We have engineering on an ECC, and here we also want to go. We never got, you know, a blue field can be a little bit on the side of brown field or can be very close to green field. We have already chosen in the sales area a middle way of the blue field, yeah, with the harmonization of chart of account and so on. For the engineering, we even go very close to green field. Why we don't go to complete green field is we take the history, we cut a little bit, we take the crystal bridge, we use the blue field. Even we go very close to greenfield. Yeah, here we start with complete business re-engineering, but then with the crystal bridge in the final solution. And the third line is, even for HR, we have foreseen to use here our partners to get in a new HR. Most probably, we are not sure what is the target architecture. Most probably our H4 S4, but we will see. Very short into, I mentioned already most of the topics here for the single project. Important is speed. Speed is for us very, very important. With this roadmap, we want to be really end of 2028. All legacy systems should be gone, most of the legacies should be gone, everything should be on S4. And with this huge track, we need speed. Speed and correctness. We cannot really have too many issues after we go live and then make here a long hypercare. The hypercare must be short so that we can already focus overlapping in the other topics. And we run, as you have seen, 3 streams in S4 conversion in parallel, and this with a normal internal team. We have not extended our IT, we have not extended our business people, we just choose partner and coordinate them. Exactly. Here, as I said, merger, and this might be, I have not mentioned. And now, in the first wave, we have only empty shell. Now we go as a merger. So a new complexity come in. How we reacted on the speed, that we do not lose the speed for this merger scenario. I will come, we choose a new partner to get also this done, but I will show it then on the last slide how we will deal with this. Please, next slide. Engineering, I mentioned it, it's also the green color because it is very close to greenfield, but also greenfield in a merge scenario. This is also very special. It's not greenfield as the normal word is. We go in an already existing system, which we have. We've had just a little bit finance inside, but still there is code, there's own written code. We need to get this together, merge it into an existing S4 system, but change all the processes in the migration. So that's interesting, and get the new company-wide chart of account and controlling setup. Yeah, so many steps in once, and also we start with this in Q3, might be Q4 of this year, but also are strictly in the planning with our partners. And the last one is the HR. That's the only one which is not starting this year. It's starting next year, the third wave. We will decide very soon if we go to the H4S4, and then we will bring it mainly, I say, payroll system, yeah, because we have already our success factors for most of the functionality, but the payroll we need to get into the new setup, and therefore we think to go this way. Good. I hope you got a glimpse at least what we want to do and why it is so important for us. Yeah, speed and correctness. If we fail with one project, we fail with the entire roadmap. Yeah, therefore, each project need to be tracked very good, and we need to deliver success. And therefore, we are decided to go into a partnership with our provider SMP. SMP has, as said, very successful, delivered us the first projects with a very high degree of correctness and completeness. And that was for us important. And now where we have the record, the success record, we said, okay, with this roadmap, it makes sense to go in a partnership. We said, okay, we want to be ready 60 months. We close the contract, we buy the license for that, and then staff the projects. We include also the ECC to S4 migrations, the migration to HR, but also the legacy migrations. We have AS400, we have core business in AS400, we have core business in a SASO, sales solution. Also this should be, with the help of SMP, moved into our new reduced landscape of just 2 S4 systems. And finally, which is the latest development, we thought, till now we didn't have a code merge. Now code merge is important, and code merge take time. Yeah, in our last project, we needed more than 4 months to get really the code ready for S4, the code ready to be taken over. And this time we have the complexity, we need to merge 2 different code lines, and therefore we said we can't do that, and we have maximum, let me say, 6 to 8 weeks to do it. Therefore we decided to say, let's take with SMP and a further partner into SmartShift to gain time and have a high degree of security. This is what we want to achieve with this partnership. And now these 3 companies will sit together, get in the next hours even here the project plan ready, and then we start on the 1st of July in our partnership. So that's the end of our presentation. We have, I think, 10 minutes left. If there are questions, you can immediately place them. We are fine to answer, or you can come afterwards to us. We will be the entire day available. So We are free to answer your question, even going in details. You have seen it was just a rough overview about our timeline and our roadmap. I expect you have a similar stuff as we have, as most of the companies, but I think this setup will lead us definitely into a success story, and we want to continue this path together.